Hey everyone, Will here from Mature Minded Gamers, and I have the one and only Isaac Childress here with me, and we are at Gencon 2021. How you doing today,
Right.
Isaac?
I'm doing good.
Awesome, very cool. So, this is the first time we've ever had a chance to meet, and I wanted to say thank you for taking the opportunity for us today.
Yeah.
And just want to kind of get to know you. What made you start your own studio, and what were your thoughts and development? Why you decided to make Gloomhaven?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it started out as a hobby, just like the rest of us. I'm really into board games and, was playing more and more board games over time. And, I've always had, a creative streak. And so I decided, oh, let's try and design my own game and sort of see what happens with that. I just did that as a hobby, kind of threw it up on Kickstarter. And that was Forge War, my first game, and ended up doing really well. So then, it came time. This was like around 2014. I graduated from my PhD program at Purdue, and I kind of had a decision. Do I want to go, you know, be an adult, get a real job, or maybe just work more on board games and
Right.
see where that takes me. And so I decided to spend a year or so working on Gloomhaven. That's when I started development on that, and it's just worked out from there. So yeah, it just kind of turned from a hobby into maybe something more, and then Gloomhaven kind of blew up, and so now
Right.
got our own company, and it's
Obviously, a
doing
very
really well.
successful game, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of content in the box for Gloomhaven. I mean, a lot of content, and obviously that takes some time to produce. Was it just
Yeah.
solely you running and making that game by yourself?
Gloomhaven was mostly me. I had some help with some playtesters, and obviously, like art and graphic design and all of that was done by other people. But yeah, all the content, or most of the content. We also had like a lot of guest designers do like some of the side scenario work. Um, but it was just me for like a year and a half, just working away in my house,
Right on.
writing all the content for that. Designing all the scenarios, getting all the characters done.
That's awesome.
It was a big effort. But yeah, I think it worked out, and
Very much so.
yeah, and it's
Very
kind of
cool.
weird, thinking back on it now, because now we're working on Frosthaven, and we have so much more help now. We've got a lot more developers working on it, a lot more playtesters and artists and all this stuff. And
Say a lot more. Quite a few.
yeah,
Extra people working on that one.
right. But
Takes a lot off your plate, I'm assuming.
but it still feels like more work. Like even though everyone else is doing all this other work, it's just like it's just a testament to like how giant Frosthaven is. Like even compared to Gloomhaven, it's just gonna be bonkers. Like the amount of content and just the amount of like cool stuff in that box.
So when you think about Frosthaven and the differences between Gloomhaven and Frosthaven, what is the one thing that excites you the most that's changed?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think the main thing is just the town building aspect of it.
Hmm.
So if you look at the map board, you've got like your normal board at the top that you're familiar with Gloomhaven, where you got all the numbers and you can put all the stickers on for the different scenarios you
Right.
unlock. But then you got the bottom of the board, which is an entirely different thing, where you see a map of Frosthaven itself. And as you play through scenarios, you'll be collecting resources, which you can then use to upgrade buildings and build new buildings. And all those will give you different bonuses, either when you're playing scenarios or during events, like outside of scenarios. So there's just this whole like town building aspect of it, which I really like. It's kind of like you have this home base that you get to build up, which is always like a cool part of RPGs,
Right.
um, that I've always enjoyed. And and that kind of ties into the calendar system as well. So as you start in the summer season, as you play through scenarios, you'll eventually end up in winter, where things get a lot more hard, a lot more challenging. And during winter, when you go back to town, a lot of your city events are going to be attacks. So all the threats outside of Gloomhaven are going to start, or sorry, Frosthaven, are going to start attacking your city. And so you've got to build up your city to defend against all of those as well. There's a real sort of tension there with the town building to make sure you stay on top of all the threats that are coming to you on the outside as well.
So in terms of development, do you feel like it is has twice as much, three times, four times the amount of extra like content, or do you feel like it's pretty comparable as far as in scope?
I mean, honestly, I would say there's probably like around twice as much content as Gloomhaven. I mean, not quite in terms of scenarios. There's what, like 95 scenarios in Gloomhaven. We've got 138 scenarios in Frosthaven. But yeah, just um, I don't know. I feel like the writing is a lot stronger, so you'll see like a lot more narrative. We've got a lot more events um, throughout the course of the game, and then there's also just all the extra mechanics thrown in there. A lot of which I can't talk about because they're kind of hidden behind spoilers when you initially start playing the game. But
Right.
there's just a lot of cool stuff in the box, and I'm really
Very
excited
cool.
for people to open it up and
I,
discover
I'm
it.
excited to get into it. I can't wait. So there is a digital version of Gloomhaven that's coming out here soon. Is there any plans that you can speak of a Frosthaven version?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I can talk about with that yet. I mean, yeah, we are. Asmodee Digital is interested. I can say that.
Okay, very cool. Because I
But
would
yeah.
definitely be on board with that, and I think we all would as well. So
Well, yeah.
awesome, awesome. So on Frosthaven, we all have you talk about the starting characters and the characters that are unlocked to gain the game. Is there one character that stands out to you as your personal favorite?
From Gloomhaven or Frosthaven or whatever.
Gloomhaven and Frosthaven.
Yeah, I've got an affinity to the Bone Shaper, which is a new class, one of the starting classes in Frosthaven, and she's kind of been through a lot of developments. Initially, she was supposed to be part of Jaws of the Lion, one of the 4 characters in that, but we felt she was like a little too complicated. Um, her main thing is like summoning all these skeletons. It's kind of like a necromancer type character. What I really like about it is she kind of uses her health as a resource. So whenever she summons a skeleton, she takes damage, and so you've got to kind of really pay attention to your health and kind of spend it as much as you can, but then find ways to recover it. And I just like that aspect of like having this other resource to kind of mess around with. It's kind of a theme with a lot of the Frosthaven characters. They've all got really interesting mechanics, kind of tied to their cards and what they're doing. So you've got like the Blink Blade, who's managing his time tokens, right? So you can either go fast or slow each round. But each time you go fast, you lose a token. Each time you go slow, you gain a token. Anyway, kind of got lost on a tangent there. But yeah, the Bone Shaper was a little too complicated for Jaws of the Lion. We ended up cutting out summoning completely from that game.
Okay.
So it didn't really work. So we ended up developing another character as the 4th, which was the Void Warden. But then we pushed the Bone Shaper back into Frosthaven,
Okay.
where she worked a lot better, and so we're doing that as a starting class. And yeah,
Okay.
it's a really fun class.
So one of the things that with Jaws of the Lion, you mentioned that one, and one of the things that I really loved and appreciated was the book of the maps.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that was downtime as far as setup was setting up all the tiles and everything. Now, I know something in one of your Kickstarter updates a while back was there may be a possibility in the future of you releasing those books for both Gloomhaven and Frosthaven.
Yeah.
Is that still something you're working on?
Yeah.
That you can speak about?
We haven't quite started working on it yet because the idea was that when we finish Frosthaven, that's going to be like the next thing we work on. So yeah, we're finishing up Frosthaven now. So yeah, we're definitely going to be looking into that.
Something as an option in the future.
Yeah. It's just a separate product that you can buy. And yeah, we really need to drill down into that and see exactly how much work that's going to take, because it is going to be a lot of work.
Sure.
Just to get all that artwork ready and all designed and laid out in the books. And I imagine those books are going to be pretty large because obviously there's a lot of scenarios.
Or several books.
Yeah, or several books.
Right.
But yeah,
absolutely.
it's something that's the community has definitely spoken on and that they'd be interested in seeing. So yeah, it's something that we want to.
Me is one of them.
Yeah, we want to see happen as well.
Absolutely. So Jaws of the Lion is also one of those games that is, to me, one of the best ways to learn all of the mechanics of Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
So do you have any maybe future plans to do something with Frosthaven as a
like a Frosthaven version of Jaws of the Lion? It's a possibility. Yeah, we're not quite sure where we're gonna go in terms of the next big
next
game.
step.
In that world. But yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
Okay.
Something we're thinking about.
Very cool, very cool. And is there any kind of little spoiler that you can tell us about anything that's upcoming for Cephalofair Games?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, hey, I gotta ask. So hey,
Sure, you gotta try.
I appreciate it. So, all right, everyone, this has been Will and Isaac Childress, and I'm from Mature Minded Gamers, and we've been talking to you about the awesome designer creator from
Frosthaven.
Frosthaven and Gloomhaven,
Yeah.
and some awesome games, and I can't wait to see what's coming up next. So, until next time, everyone, stay safe and take care.